much. Here to react now is New York Republican Congressman Mike Lawler. Congressman, we just got a Truth Social from the president-elect. I'm just going to read part of it because it is quite long and it is quite hard. He says there has never been a president who was so evilly and illegally treated as I. Corrupt Democrat judges and prosecutors have gone against a political opponent of a president, me, at levels of injustice never seen before. Corrupt judges or judges so blinded by their hatred of me and my political ideology to make America great again are making a mockery of the United States judicial system. Well, it goes on, by the way, but the bottom line is there's so many grounds for appeal on this case. First of all, the way it was brought by the local DA here, Alvin Bragg, and the way it was tried, a lot of areas in which it could be appealed. Is there any way to fast track that appeal before the president is inaugurated, or are we just going to have to live with this?
Well, the great irony in all of this is that I don't think anyone did more to help elect Donald Trump president of the United States than Alvin Bragg and Tish James.
Yeah.
In both cases, you had two rogue prosecutors who decided that when they were running for office, that they were going to go after Donald Trump. They said it. They ran on it. And then, in fact, did it. And in both cases, the charges make no sense. In the case of Alvin Bragg, he took what it would have amounted to, at worst, a violation of the FEC and turned it from a federal case into a state case and from a misdemeanor into a felony. That alone, the way this case was brought, it should have been thrown out just on the merits itself.
Congressman, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we've had so much breaking news. We only have a chance for one more question because of the Carter funeral, et cetera. Very quickly, yesterday we saw Speaker Johnson elected. A lot of people say it was because of the last-minute campaigning by the president-elect himself with phone calls and so forth. Is that going to kind of set the stage for how, for example, the reconciliation bill is carried out in the first days of his administration, where his input will be fundamental to the way this turns out?
Look, I just want to make one fine point, which is I do think on appeal, the president has a very good chance of getting those charges thrown out. With respect to this incoming Congress, absolutely. Look, we have a Republican House majority, albeit a slim one, but a majority, along with the Senate Republican majority. And obviously, President Trump had a landslide win. We have to work together to get things done. I think the president's voice will matter in this process, especially on the issue of reconciliation and addressing the border, energy, and taxes as we move forward. So his voice is going to matter a big deal as we move forward. But the biggest point to me is that we all have to work together. The American people don't care about our egos. They don't care about our personal grievances. They want us to do the job that most matters to them and their families.
You nailed it. Congressman Lawler, great to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.